You saw that movie right there. Because I can't read it on the screen. It's If I Stay. That was really sad. I may have shed a tear. Look at his giant toothless, which you also can't see. Makes me kind of sad. You can't see the giant toothless. I still have my makeup on.
Misplaced my movie.
Ew,
Wait,
my
phone.
makeup's all gross now.
Oh wait, I see it flashing.
I think I cried more that than Fault in Our Stars. Probably because I knew it was happening. This one I didn't know when. Hey, hi, hello. So yeah, we just spent a whole day. Not the whole day. Of course, we went to go see the movie where I gave my really shitty review. I'm sorry, all my reviews are just shitty. I gotta sneeze. And I gave my friend a list of tags I should do, and he couldn't resist the one, which basically is called My First Time, which obviously is the title. I wish this was back in the old days where the title was up above, because, you know, that was fun. So yeah, I'll put these questions down there also underneath the title, obviously. And yeah, let's get right to it. Don't ask your friends to decide things for you. Why am I kidding? Do it. Just, it's fun, but make sure it's nothing dirty, because obviously. Here's my list. Okay, number 1, first date. Not easy to answer because I've never actually been on a date. Ever. Nope. Never had a boyfriend, never had a girlfriend, or any significant other, never been set up on a blind date, or, you know, at most, I've been a 3rd or a 5th wheel. Being the spare tire is not the greatest thing. That's exactly what it's like. So, yeah. Okay, so moving on to number 2. First kiss. There's no getting around this. I'm sorry. Most of my other friends know this. And I'm sorry if the person who I'm going to mention will see this. I'm super Gomen if you have made yourself forgotten about this, but this happened. My first kiss was with Nathan. Oh my god. I can't believe my first kiss was with Nathan. It is 11 p.m. Oh my god. So, I think it was a day after hanging out with him, and then I remember my parents, his mother, are downstairs. I think this was back when they lived in a place with stairs. So his room is up there, and we're up there alone. And then I remember the moment. I also remember this. I don't know why. It's kind of traumatic, but also memorable. I don't know why I call it traumatic. Like might have been traumatic for him. Because what I did basically was I remember the moment I was feeling very YOLO, and I just kind of grabbed his adorable little face and planted my lips right on him. It's up here too because he's ridiculously tall. I can't believe I'm so sorry, Nathan, if you ever see this. It's just so embarrassing. But yeah, that happened. And I didn't do 1, I did 2. 2 kisses on him. Oh my god. Oh my god, okay. Okay, let's move on. I'm not gonna get over it. Number 3. First movie. My first movie was, I'm gonna say for certainty, probably The Night Before Christmas. I know we have a VHS copy of this because I tried recording this vlog. It still is embarrassing to try and answer number 2. But yeah, like some technical difficulties, big bullshit. Don't try to record on on the capture app directly, kids. It is such bullshit. Yeah. I spammed the shit out of that VHS copy of Night Before Christmas. I love it. I still do. I can't wait for it to be Halloween, because between there and Christmas, you can just watch it and no one will judge you. Okay, so number 4, first crush. I know, we're all probably thinking it's that person. No, it was not. I, as a female person, liked, I remember it was this really nerdy boy, because we rode the school bus together. You know, those big yellow buses? We rode one of those, and he lived a few streets down from where I lived when we were with my grandparents. And, yeah. I just remember him being very nerdy, and, you know, he thought it was cool that I was into Power Rangers, because not a lot of girls are into Power Rangers. And I still think it's kind of weird. Like, why? It's awesome. I mean, it's kind of cheesy, too, because I watched a few episodes of it on Netflix. Don't mind that. And, my God. You ever have an itch in a place where it's just very inconvenient? That's just what happened. So, yeah. I've always had a thing for nerdy guys. Girls, not so much. I'm very picky with certain people. I don't know. I'm not sure what kind of girl I would like. Never dated one. Obviously. I just admitted that. Alright. So, yeah. Wow, this took a very different turn. Number 5. First near-death experience. So, the thing is with the bus stops, you see, is I got off at a different stop than him. We didn't get off the same stop, even though we weren't that far apart from each other. Where I got off on the bus, I walk by this house. It was a very rough neighborhood, too. That was the thing, too, is, like, we lived in a very rough spot. It was very industrial. I had my cousins that lived not too far away. They liked to be all thuggy and shit. Like, they were such posers. You guys, they are so short. I can kick their asses so easily. And, I would walk by, and there was always this house, and it had, like, a big chain link fence. I think it's big, because, you know, I was little. I haven't been there in over a decade. And, they had these dogs. I'm not sure what kind of dogs they were. Basically, the fence wasn't chained up, and they got out, and I bolted faster than any football player. It doesn't even matter, American or international football, a football player. Like, I darted so fast, and I remember I screamed at the top of my lungs. This was when I was tiny, and I didn't have, you know, there was a time where I was underweight. This was when I was normal weight. Oh my God, I know, it's shocking. And I ran so fast, and I think a car, like, you know, whoever was driving heard me, because I remember it felt like 2 seconds later, there's a car with the loudest engine, like going, vroom, you know, scared off the dogs. And I'm just like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not sure what lolling me sounded like. So, yeah. It's you know, it sounds funny, but it's like, for real though, do you know how many stories there are of kids getting mauled by dogs? It's really fucking scary. So, yeah, I would consider that a near-death experience. Sorry, my butt's rubbing against the tripod. Alright, number 6. This is the sign language for 6. It looks like 3. This is 3. This is 6. Because you go, boop, 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 boop. First album. I'm not quite sure. I think my first album it was probably a pop album. It was probably Britney Spears or NSYNC. I still listen to this day. I have no regrets. Number 7, first alcoholic drink. This is gonna be fun. Actually, it's not fun. It's not as fun as my other accidental. That's the thing. My accidental drinking stories are hilarious because they weren't unintentional. This one's not so fun. Basically, this was back in 2005 or 6. Me and my parents were on vacation in Europe. We were in Amsterdam, and we took a tour of the Heineken factory. I see a big chunk of hair. And the thing is when you take the tour, you get the chance to try their drinks. And because I was of legal drinking age in Europe, my parents were like, hey, would you like to try alcohol? The thing is, though, is like, I'm sure my closest friends, they know my beef with alcohol. Like, you know, I'm very, like, I have a bad impression of it, and you all know why. I'm not going to say names or, you know, go into detail about it, but yeah, I've, you know, just right away I was just like very suspicious of it. And so we got on a tour, went around like, ooh, they do this, they do that, ooh, hops and such, and, you know, fermentation. We get to the part, you were able, I'll get to that. You give them these little coins, these little chips, and in exchange you get a big glass. And so I was like, oh boy, let's do this. So I go ahead, take a sip. I wasn't impressed. Nope. No. Probably because it was Heineken. Heineken, which from what I've been told is a very strong alcoholic drink. Already though, I'm just like, I'm not having this. I spat it right out into the glass, which I think one of my parents actually went ahead and drank it. And the thing is though, this is what I was talking about. You did not get one drink. Oh no. You got 2 glasses. Oh yes. So fantastic. At least to say, let's just say one of my parents had the first cup, the other one had the second cup. I did not have any. I just was very... Alright. Let's move on. Number 8. First video game. So my first console was the Sega Genesis. Holla. I love that console. Like, it's forever, like, you know, I love it. And, you know, it's really great watching LPs of, like, games from there. I would love to emulate games from it, though. You know, it would be really fun. And, I think it might have been Sonic the Hedgehog. Because I love Sonic. Like, you know, it was one of those first games I played. But it might have been there was a fighting game for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And it's funny that I actually have a shirt with Power Rangers on it. The thing is, though, it's a shirt I sleep with, so it's not too great. Let me pull it up. Ah, it's when Tommy is the White Ranger right there. And yeah, I think this was back when he was still the Green Ranger when the game came out. So that was fun because then you'd be all, yeah, oh yeah. It's funny though, because you pit Ranger against Ranger. I'm not sure which one it was, but yeah. Next one, number 9. Am I doing this right, sign language people? If anyone ever sees this, is it this way? Because I wasn't sure. So yeah. Number 9, first broken heart. Oh, and he tied Kokoro. Oh god, that was awful pronunciation. My leg is starting to go numb. Ugh. So, I'd say probably my first broken heart probably might have been actually from a death from a pet. I remember, like, one of my first, like, you know, death of a family member was probably my great-grandmother. My grandfather's mother. who I actually did meet. Like, she got to live pretty long, like 101. It's pretty crazy. uh, so yeah, that happened. But I think it probably might have been from one of my pets. And it was really sad though, because he was like one of our dogs, I think. And he looked a lot like Valentino does. Like a little brown chihuahua with ridiculously long legs. His name was Mocha. Obviously, cute little fitting name. And he was just the sweetest little dog. And I'm really sad that, he's not around, because he was just the best little guy. And I miss him sometimes too. And it was just really upsetting when he died. Again, I won't go into detail about that, but it just hurts so much when, any member of your family dies, especially if it's your pet. Like, they've been with you when, you're feeling not so great. So, let's change the tone of this, because number 10, 10. First experience with porn. I just did a complete 180. So my first experience with porn, I really need to hurry up with this, was when I was in middle school. It was in middle school, because I was still in Houston. And I remember, of course this would be typical, being a member of Team Henty. I met this girl. She saw that I drew anime, and I was still getting used to drawing anime. And so she was like, "You draw anime? I draw anime." And I was like, "No way!" And so eventually we became friends. And then she eventually one day asks me, "Have you heard of hentai?" Oh yes, friends, she did. She did. I remember that scene so clearly, because that haunted me. And then she was just like, "Oh, like, here's how it's spelled. Just look it up online and just find the pictures." And that is exactly what I did, friends. I looked at the pictures. This was after we had our sex education classes, so I knew what those parts were, but it was still very disturbing. I saw things. They sometimes still haunt me to this day. But don't worry, I eventually got back into that when high school happened. And when I knew a bunch of raging yaoi fangirls. It's very sad, but yeah. Okay, number 11. First terrible haircut. My first terrible haircut happened when I was still getting to high school. Basically, I wanted a change in my look before I had all these luscious locks that, oh, they smell so great. I love this conditioner that's supposed to help with the color, which is more visible in person than on the camera, sadly. Basically, my mother, I took a pair of scissors, I threatened to cut my own hair. She was like, she stopped me, and then she said, "No, we're gonna get your hair cut by someone." And basically, we went to a haircutter's. I think it was at the mall. I think I remember which one. And we looked through the books. None of them had the style I wanted. I wanted to look like a boy, basically. I had my big tomboy phase right there. And so I was just like, I don't want this. But, because like I said, I recorded this, I drew an image which is not very accurate, but kind of close, including the expression I had. Basically, there. That's what you have. I'm not sure how it looks on there, but yeah. There was so much going on here. Everything was up here, and it was cut like a fucking bowl cut up front, and it was clipped in the back though. That I was okay with. But I was like, why isn't it short up here? I was just like, something's wrong with this. Basically, they were just like, oh, just go with it for a day. And that's what I did. And that was the worst fucking day ever. I hated that hair. It was gross. I never again. Basically, I was so unhappy with that haircut. I took scissors and whatever, it was just too long for me. So I just went at it basically until it was short enough for me to spike it. Now, that was a hairstyle I really liked. I really like spiking my hair too, because my hair is really thick, so it made it really easy. And I basically showed up to my mother and went, "See, Mother, this is what I wanted." And then she was like, "Oh," like, now I'm so pissed because nowadays she's all into cutting her own hair. Like, she's so proud to cut her own hair. Like, why couldn't you have been this way 10 years ago? Actually, it might have been, yeah, exactly 10 years ago. Yeah. Okay, with that, we're at our last one, number 12, first piercing. So now, I don't know if you ever noticed, but I actually have 2 piercings. They're kind of hard to tell. There's 1, there's 2. The thing is, though, this one down here in the earlobe was not my first one. My first piercing, yes, with quotations, actually happened when, let me set the scene, I was a young, angsty teenager, I'm not sure, and everyone was wearing black. We were into our goth/punk phase, and so it's kind of ironic because I'm wearing black right now. I just find it so fucking funny that I have like these bright pastel color like glasses, and then like even the eye makeup too. Like I have dark eyeshadow and eyeliner on, and yeah, basically I had a friend who took one of my several safety pins. I was thinking too, we were obsessed with safety pins, and this was a time when hand sanitizer started becoming a thing. And so basically what we did was we took sanitizer, a few pumps of it, put it on the safety pin, put it on my earlobe, and then took it and just jabbed it right in. Yes, it hurt like hell. And I went for a few days with that, hoping it would heal. It wasn't. I still had longer hair though, because I tried to be like this and be like, "Oh, I hope nobody ever notices it." Eventually, my hair went back. My mother saw it. She freaked out. She was like, "Take that out. It's gonna get infected." And she's like, "If you really want your ears pierced that badly, I will take you to get your ears pierced." And I was like, "Fine." Eventually, we did go get it done. But the thing is, though, that it got more infected when I had the actual legit piercing in it. And it took forever for it to heal, though. Like, I could have just saved you $20 by keeping the safety pins in. So, yeah. So, yeah, I hope you guys had a fun time hearing me talk about me doing some really dumb shit from my childhood. And, yeah. I was pretty crazy as a youngin'. So, again, hope y'all had fun hearing that. And I don't know, doing these little tag videos are fun. The problem is this is 20 plus minutes. Like, damn. I hope I did not bore anyone to death. I probably entertained some of my closest friends by telling them about number 2. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and shut this off now. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys whenever. So, bye-bye!